opening with power, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're diving deep into a subject that's rarely talked about, but one that affects countless lives in ways most don't even realize. We're talking about narcissists, not just who they are, but what they do behind closed doors. Because let me tell you, when it comes to intimacy, these people don't play by the same rules. And if you don't understand what's happening, you can wake up one day drained, confused, and questioning your own self-worth. But today that ends, because knowledge is power. And once you see the truth, you can take back control. The 4 scary sexual habits of a narcissist. They weaponize intimacy. A narcissist doesn't see intimacy as a connection. It's a tool, a weapon. They use sex to manipulate, control, and keep you hooked. One moment, they'll make you feel like the center of the universe, and the next, they withhold affection to punish you. It's a cycle designed to make you crave their approval. But here's the truth. Real love doesn't hold you hostage. They crave power, not passion. With a narcissist, sex is not about love. It's about dominance. They need to feel superior, so they control everything. They might degrade you, push your boundaries, or demand things that make you uncomfortable, all under the illusion that it's normal. But let's get this straight. Love empowers, it doesn't degrade. They are masters of love bombing and ghosting. At first, they make you feel desired, obsessed over, irresistible, but it's a trap. It's called love bombing. And once they've got you addicted to that high, they flip the script. Suddenly they're distant, uninterested, or even cold. It's psychological warfare designed to keep you chasing the version of them that never really existed, but you don't chase ghosts, you chase your best life. They never take responsibility. You feel something is wrong, but every time you bring it up, they turn it around. It's never their fault. If they betray your trust, they gaslight you. If you're hurt, they say you're too sensitive. Their goal to make you doubt yourself so much that you start accepting the unacceptable. But let me remind you, your feelings are valid and you deserve better. The call to action. Now, I know this is a heavy topic, but listen, this is not about fear, it's about freedom. Because the moment you recognize these patterns, you take your power back. You reclaim your self-worth, your confidence, your ability to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. You deserve passion, not manipulation. Love, not control. Connection, not confusion. So today, if this message hits home, make a decision. You will not settle for anything less than the love and respect you deserve. Stand tall, walk boldly, and never let anyone make you forget your worth. Because you are powerful, you are enough, and you deserve a love that lifts you up, not one that drags you down. Narcissists use sex as a tool for control, not connection. Let's be clear, when a narcissist engages in intimacy, they're not looking to build love. They're not looking to connect on a soul-deep level. No, their goal is control. Every touch, every whisper, every seemingly passionate moment, it's calculated. They know that physical intimacy releases chemicals in the brain, dopamine, oxytocin, the same chemicals that create deep emotional bonds. But here's the terrifying part. They use this knowledge against you. At first, they will make you feel like the most desired person in the world. They will shower you with affection, touch you in ways that make your body respond, look at you as if you're their everything, and for a while you feel like you're in paradise. But here's where the trap is set. The moment they sense that you're deeply invested, that you crave their attention, they start pulling away. They create scarcity. They make you work for the affection that once came freely. And what happens when something becomes scarce? You value it more. Suddenly you find yourself desperate to get back what you once had. You start changing your behavior. You compromise. You ignore red flags. You chase them instead of the other way around. This is how they sink their claws into you. This is how they make you feel like you need them, like you can't live without their touch, their approval, their presence. But the truth is, it was never love. It was never a real connection. It was conditioning. Think about a slot machine. When do people become addicted? When they get a reward randomly. If you won every time, there'd be no thrill. If you lost every time, you'd walk away. But intermittent rewards keep you hooked. And narcissists know this better than anyone. They make you feel incredible one day, ignored the next. They pull you close, then push you away. They keep you guessing, and that's what makes you addicted. Not love, not real passion, just a psychological game designed to keep you trapped. But here's the truth. Real love doesn't work this way. Real love is consistent. It doesn't play games, Does it make you question your worth? If you're constantly walking on eggshells, if you're always wondering if they'll pull away again, you are not in a loving relationship. You're in a power struggle. And the only way to win, stop playing their game. Because the moment you step back, the moment you see the pattern for what it is, their control over you starts to crumble. You take your power back and you realize you were never unlovable. You were just manipulated into thinking you were. They manipulate with love bombing, then withdraw to create confusion. Picture this. You meet someone new and they sweep you off your feet. They say everything you've ever wanted to hear. They look at you like you're a dream come true. They move fast, too fast, but it feels so intoxicating, so right. This is love bombing at its finest. It's a calculated, intense display of affection designed to overwhelm your senses, to make you feel like you've found the one, to create an emotional high that gets you hooked. It feels good, doesn't it? Someone making you feel so special, so desired, so needed. But let me tell you something. It's not real. It's a carefully constructed illusion, a trap. Because what happens after the love bombing, the switch, the withdrawal, the sudden coldness that makes no sense? One day they're obsessed with you, the next they're distant, distracted, indifferent. And what do? You panic, you wonder what went wrong. You replay every conversation, every moment, trying to figure out where you messed up. And that's exactly what they want. They train you to crave their approval. They condition you to work for their love. And when you do, they might give you a taste of that affection again, just enough to keep you chasing. It's an addiction cycle. The highs are so high, the lows are devastating. But the moment you see the pattern, the moment you recognize that this isn't love, this is manipulation, you gain your power. You don't have to chase. You don't have to prove your worth. Because real love isn't something you earn. It's something that's given freely without conditions, without manipulation. And the second you demand that kind of love, you become untouchable to narcissists. Intimacy is a game of power to them, not a bond of love. Sex, affection, love, these should be about connection, about two people coming together in a space of trust, safety, and mutual care. But to a narcissist, intimacy is just another tool, another battleground, another way to dominate and control. They don't see you as a partner. They see you as a conquest, a resource, something they can extract value from. And once they've taken what they want, they discard, they move on. They look for the next high, the next thrill, the next person they can pull into their toxic cycle. They might pressure you to do things that make you uncomfortable. They might make you feel guilty for setting boundaries. They might make you feel like you're not good enough unless you do exactly what they want. And over time, you start losing yourself. You start compromising, giving in, ignoring your own needs just to keep the peace. But listen to me, you deserve better. Love should make you feel safe, not small. Passion should make you feel empowered, not used. And if someone is making you question your worth, making you feel like you're not enough, they are the problem, not you. The moment you reclaim your standards, the moment you stop settling for the bare minimum, you step into your power. You become someone they can't manipulate, someone they can't control, someone who walks away from anything less than real, healthy love. They push boundaries and use guilt to get what they want. A narcissist will never come right out and say, I want to control you. No, they're too smart for that. Instead, they push your boundaries little by little. They test you. They see how much they can get away with. You start small, a joke that makes you uncomfortable, a comment that feels off, but you let it slide, a request that doesn't sit right with you, but you don't want to seem difficult, so you go along with it. But here's the danger. Every time you let something slide, they push a little further. Every time you ignore a red flag, they take another step. Until one day you look in the mirror and realize you don't even recognize yourself anymore. You're drained, you're exhausted, you're constantly trying to please someone who can't be pleased. And worst of all, they've convinced you that it's all your fault. They use guilt as a weapon. If you really love me, you'd do this. You're too sensitive, you're overreacting. They rewrite reality until you start questioning yourself. But listen to me, your feelings are valid. Your boundaries matter, and you are not crazy for wanting respect, honesty, and love. The moment you stop letting guilt control you, the moment you start saying no without apology, you take back your power. And trust me, when you stand in that power, no narcissist can ever break you again. Gaslighting is their weapon, making you doubt your own reality. Imagine this. You know something happened. You remember the words they said, the way they acted, the feeling in your gut that told you something wasn't right. But when you bring it up, they look you in the eyes and say, that never happened. Or they tell you, you're imagining things. You're being dramatic. You always overreact. Slowly, piece by piece, they rewrite reality. And you start to question yourself. Maybe I did overreact. Maybe I am too sensitive. Maybe it was all in my head. This is gaslighting, and it's one of the most insidious tools a narcissist uses to maintain control. Because the moment they can make you doubt your own memory, your own perception, your own instincts, that's the moment they own you. You stop trusting yourself. You start relying on them to define what's real and what's not. And once they've got you there, once you've given them that power, they can do whatever they want. And you'll keep second guessing yourself instead of holding them accountable. But listen to me, you are not crazy. You are not imagining things. You are not too sensitive. Your feelings, your instincts, your truth, it matters. And the moment you stop letting someone else define your reality, the moment you say, no, I trust myself, that's the moment their power over you begins to crumble. Because a narcissist can only manipulate you if you let them dictate your truth. But the second you stand firm in what you know, the second you refuse to let them gaslight you, they lose. True love empowers, while narcissistic relationships leave you drained. Love is supposed to make you feel alive. It's supposed to lift you up, fill your heart, give you strength. It's supposed to feel safe, like home. But with a narcissist, love feels like a battlefield, like a constant game of emotional tug of war. Some days you feel on top of the world. Other days you feel like you're losing yourself. And here's what you need to understand. That is not love. That is control. When you're in a real healthy relationship, you don't feel exhausted all the time. You don't feel like you're constantly chasing someone's affection or proving your worth or walking on eggshells just to keep the peace. Real love gives you energy. It doesn't drain it. It makes you feel stronger, not weaker. It makes you feel safe, not anxious. It builds you up instead of breaking you down. So if you find yourself constantly tired, constantly anxious, constantly wondering if you're good enough, you need to ask yourself, is this love? Or is this a prison disguised as love? And if the answer is the latter, you have one mission: break free. Because the love you truly deserve, it won't make you question your worth. It won't make you fight for scraps of affection. It won't leave you feeling empty. And once you realize that, once you decide that you will never again settle for anything less than real, soul-nourishing love, you step into the most powerful version of yourself. Once you see the truth, you have the power to break free and reclaim your worth. The most dangerous thing about narcissistic relationships is that they blind you. They make you believe that this is normal, that this is all you're worth, that this is the best you'll ever have. But let me tell you something. That's a lie. Because the moment you see the pattern, the moment you recognize the manipulation, the gaslighting, the mind games, that's the moment you start to wake up. And once you wake up, you can't go back to sleep. You start to realize that love isn't supposed to feel like this, that you don't have to prove your worth to anyone, that your value isn't based on whether someone else approves of you. And when you finally step out of that toxic cycle, when you finally say, enough, I deserve better, you take your power back. You stop settling. You stop chasing people who don't value you. You stop looking for love in places that only drain you. And guess what happens then? You rise. You step into the most confident, self-assured version of yourself. You attract people who truly respect you. You become the kind of person who commands real, unshakable love. Because love isn't something you have to beg for. It's not something you have to earn. It's something you deserve just by being you. And once you embrace that truth, once you refuse to accept anything less, the world opens up for you in ways you never imagined. So stand tall, speak your truth, walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. And remember this, the moment you realize your worth, the game is over for anyone who ever tried to make you forget it.